What the heck is going on here? Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday morning. Most of you good people are probably out at your facility of worship, church or whatever. Me, um, I'm sporting some crazy bedhead. Look at this. This is nuts. This is nuts. Well, you guys, I should probably put this hat on. This is not good. No one should have to look at that. No one. Not even our guest, Vaughn Coleman. Yeah, you guys, two hacks chat in a week. So, excuse me, earlier in the week we had Phil Diaz, and he was talking about his Lost Pages book. And now we're going to have Vaughn Coleman. Yeah. I went on his show a couple weeks ago or whatever. Seems like a good guy. We'll get to know him a little bit more. We're going to do a deep dive. We're going to figure out what the hell makes Vaughn Coleman tick. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Should I do the whole show like this? Actually, it's not quite as cool as it was. Yeah. I think people call this bedhead. So yeah. I wonder if Vaughn Coleman's sporting some bedhead. I guess we'll have to figure it out. He's got a book that I cannot even begin to say. Phenomenova? Is it Phenomenova? Give me a thumbs up in the back room. Hey, Vaughn, is it Phenomenova? Is that the name of it? Phenomenova. I guess once you say it out loud, it just kind of rolls off the tongue. But, man, it looks intimidating when you look at it. All these young guys with their weird names for their weird comics. Anyway, we got John in the house. How you doing? Good morning, friends. Yeah. You guys, I always need to see a good sign of life in the chat before I go too far into things. So if you guys are out there, please, I beg of you, let me know you're out there. Otherwise, Vaughn and I are just going to be here hanging out for an hour or so, just, entertaining each other. Hopefully the show will be entertaining. Anyway, you guys, good morning. Hope all of you have so far a good Sunday morning, and we're going to try to entertain you, enlighten you, and if you like new comic books, that's what Hacks Chat is all about. So without further ado, let's get the youngster in here, Vaughn Coleman. What's up, brother?
Nothing much, man. How you doing? I mean, aside from closing out, so I guess I always say nothing much, even if something's going on, and then have to backtrack.
That's your go-to.
It's my response. Nothing.
Yeah. You know what? When people say that to me, I just have a laundry list, and I just talk for about an hour after that. They say, "How you feeling?" I'm like, man, back hurts a little bit. I got a bunion. Stuff like that. And that's people at the supermarket.
Yeah.
They get more. Yeah.
You just hold up the line.
Oh yeah, I just let them know. They asked, I mean, don't ask if you don't want to know, right?
Tell them about like the printing process. That'll really make people want to talk to you. I'm learning about that now. I'm like, they're like, you need to format. I'm like, what do you mean? That was the artist's job. Like, no, you have to do the proper. I'm like, I'm learning. All the stuff, when I started making comics, I was like, okay, so I just hire artists and they just do everything for me. And then it's like every time I think I'm done with a step, I'm learning the next step. Oh, you fool! You thought you were done? And it's like there's always something new to learn.
Yeah, and the thing is, it doesn't stop, Vaughn.
I learned that.
Yeah. Well, you haven't learned it yet. I've got 40 years of experience, and I'm saying it doesn't. Oh,
stop. You don't stop learning new stuff?
No.
What did you learn today, Art? You learn something new every day.
I learned to wear a hat for morning streams and check the mirror before I go live. That's what I've learned. So there you go.
Okay. So I've been check out your morning hullabaloo streams, and every time I come in, you're talking about the globalists.
Those freaking globalists, they're going to take over. Well, they already have. We got to fight against them, Vaughn. How do we do this?
You want my advice or how to fight globalists?
Yeah. Do you just put your dukes up, punch them in the nose?
On the nose. Let's see. If you're asking me for advice on how to fight the globalists, I mean, what would I do? I don't know, man. I mean, like, tell them to stop. No, I'm kidding. All right, I think you gotta
To stop. What if you ask really nicely, like, please stop?
I think
Hey, Mark.
America first would be a good thing. Just being like, hey, let's put our people first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think I don't know what I would do. I have no idea. Because it's like, I guess I would say hire American, but I don't even follow that rule because my artist is Filipino. So
you're contributing to this global.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm like, I don't know, because now I'm outing myself. I don't know.
No, I
print in the U.S. though. I'm not printing in. I'm printing in America. I'm trying to do as much American as I can. But listen, if someone's qualified and I like them, I'm gonna hire them. So yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm not blasting you. I work with people all over the world, and yeah, I do print in the U.S. as well. Taking my business from China, which is where I used to. Actually, I never printed in China, to be honest. There was a place called Asia Korea, and a lot of the art books like Humberto and Dave Finch and even like J. Scott Campbell, they print with Asia Korea. So my first art book I printed there. They do great work, but I'll tell you, customs and all the forms and all that BS, it's not really worth it. Things take a long time to get here, but they did a great job with the printing. But I'm sure that the U.S., I think we can top it. We could do as well or top it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the same printer I did volume 2.
I stole. Well, I shouldn't say stole. I keep saying stole because it's funnier, but I mean Graham willingly gave me his printer, and so
that's the same printer I use.
Oh yeah, okay. Because I know. So Andy, all right, cool. Yeah, she was like, because at first I was gonna go with Renee's because I was like, you know what? I know a whole bunch of people that have done it. Let's just cut out the searching process, and I'll just ask people for theirs, and then just do that. And then she was very persuasive, offered me a discount, and I'm like, all right. Compared numbers, and I'm like, all right, let's do it. So
super. The she that you're talking about,
yes,
she's going to be in my neck of the woods. So next week we're going to have either a lunch or dinner. So we're going to hang out. I'm going to schmooze her so I can get a better discount than Vaughn Coleman.
Oh yeah, specifically, she'll give you like 1% or like 0.2% better.
Yeah, I'll probably buy her a lot of drinks, and then towards the end of the evening, I'll just ask her flat out. So Vaughn Coleman, yeah, I heard he got a discount. So
should I not have said that on there? That I got a discount.
You're so young, man. You're like, oh shit, did I screw up?
Yeah, I don't know. Because she told me that, and I'm like, I didn't think anything of it. Now I'm like, am I revealing trade secrets that I just learned?
You know what? You're gonna learn this, my young friend. Right. That's what women say. They always just say the same thing. They say, you know what? I'm gonna give you a discount. That's what they tell you, especially the ones on the street. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, on the streets.
That is gold. That is a good joke, man. That is a really good.
How many prostitutes did you walk by on the way to the grocery store the other day?
In this neighborhood, none. In this neighborhood, none. I have lived in neighborhoods where there were a bunch of hoes. My friend lived in New York City on East Houston Street. And they have like these apartment complexes behind apartment complexes. So there's this one kind of circling it. Then there's kind of a little courtyard and then his apartment, right? Well, the apartments in front of his apartments, Vaughn, it was a hoe house.
Oh, a hoe house.
It was a full on hoe house. Yeah.
Nice.
I do have to say, in my younger days, Vaughn, I had game. and I didn't have to, pay for.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
Look at you! Look at
Yeah.
you!
I
So was
never.
this like the 1800s?
Yeah, it was early 1800s. Men were very scarce because they were all dying in
The
war.
wars.
Yeah, in the in the wars. So I was one of the only ones left behind because they had flat feet. Even then, they weren't taking guys if they had flat feet. So yeah, so I was the only guy left back in the village.
Mm-hmm.
So the ladies really liked me.
No, that's good. That's good to know.
You have a good poker face, man.
No, I do. Do I? Because I don't think I do. I think I'm very bad at lying.
No. It's not so much lying, but when
Oh,
I say the jokes, you don't smile, and that means
yeah. No, they are funny. No, they are funny. I'm just messing with you. You're very Let's see. In China, I was just reading Torchbearer. By the way, Torchbearer Studios. Thank God, and I swear I'm not even joking when I say that was one of the names I almost went with for my company, Torchbearer Studios. So thank God I didn't.
It's
because every time. Yeah. Every time I go with a name, I would go with a name. It was taken. In China, the ladies of the evening hand out business cards. We made a trading card game out of. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I should do that for a book.
I want to
read Whole House by Vaughn, Coleman, and R.T. Bear, and it'll be every trading card is a fake prostitute's business card.
It'll be a famous prostitute from the long forgotten era.
Well, they gotta have stupid names too. Like I don't know. We'll think of something
like Buffy Yara.
Buffy Yara.
She'll buff you raw. Creators outlet. Art wants one to fight the globalists. He doesn't even know how to make a comic book yet.
Yeah. Well, I gotta. Once I print my comic, then I'll feel confident enough to take out the globalists.
Okay. So after your first comic book, then you're gonna.
That's my next. That was always my business plan. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I back that business plan 110%. Right. Hey, there's some people that are. I don't know what this means. Yep, the Dungeoneers that I thought.
Yeah, he's not. This guy's. He's crying about me in chat. Don't worry about it.
What is a Dungeoneer though? I don't even know what that is.
It's me. I went to a club and they're crying about it. That's all it is.
Oh, okay. So the club was called the Dungeoneers?
No, it wasn't.
Did you get a hoe? Did you get a hoe at that club?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I just hung out with my friends.
Did they get hoes?
No, we just hung out with each other.
You know what? I'm just going to say this story. It was in Philadelphia, and we went to, it wasn't a hoe house. It was a strip club, but, hoe type activities went on there. And are you too young for this? How old are you? This is an over 21.
No, I'm kidding. I'm 25.
Okay. You look like you're 18. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we're at the club, and there's a lot of prominent comic book artists there with me, right? I can't.
Is it the 90s? I've heard these kinds of stories.
This was early 2000s, man. This was not long ago. And so there was a prominent editor at Wizard Comics. You remember Wizard Comics, Vaughn?
I know what it is. What do you mean remember it? I wasn't. You're asking if I was an active reader? No, I was never an active reader.
Yeah, as long as you know the reference. Okay, so anyway, this guy's a power player, right? And then he later became a power player over at DC Comics. And you know what I did for him? You know what I did, Vaughn?
What'd you do?
A good friend. I paid for a lap dance for the guy.
That was going to be my first guess.
Yeah, and it was one of those private lap dances, if you know what I mean.
And is that how you would get please, I need inking work. All right, pay for my lap dance.
Yeah.
Is that how it worked?
No,
I read your first I read your first X-Men issue recently, actually, by the way.
What was that, in the 70s?
No, it was 269. By the way, did you put Savage Land Rogue in the book?
No, I didn't. I think.
Why not? You inked that. That's iconic.
Whoever wrote the damn thing thought that up.
Whoever wrote it? You mean Chris Claremont?
Yeah, that guy.
Art, you're breaking my heart here, man.
You know what Chris Claremont was? He was, I think I learned from the best. He never paid for a lap dance for me, but he used to take me out to dinner a lot. Yeah.
And you couldn't even remember his name.
Oh, I knew his name. I wanted to see if you knew his name.
Chris Claremont is like my favorite writer. So, yeah. Billy and I were hanging out with him at Terrificon.
So is that who you're modeling your career after?
Well, minus the working for a corporate company that'll screw you over right when you bring the series to its peak. Minus that part, yeah. I mean, I guess he's basically my favorite writers are Chris Claremont, Marv Wolfman, Jeff Johns, Jeff Loeb, Chuck Dixon. Who else would I put up there?
Wow, those are some solid writers. Did you say Lin Wein?
I didn't. I have to read more of Len's because I've read Giant Size X-Men. I have to read more Len's work.
Yeah.
He's one of the ones. I mean, I love Stan Lee, of course. Why am I blanking on someone? Peter David is one of those ones I need to read more of. Hulk the End, though, is a masterpiece. I know his X Factor run everyone loves. His Hulk run is on my dream. I have like a list of like big runs I got to read. So I want to read Lee Kirby's Fantastic Four. I want to read God, what else do I want to read? Oh, I can't believe I didn't say Frank Miller. Oh my God, I didn't say Frank Miller.
Yeah, how did you pass on Frank Miller?
I didn't. Listen, his Daredevil. But
yeah, Creators Outlet has a big serious question for you, Vaughn. Vaughn wears a Billy Tucci shirt. Where's the black and white T-shirt?
I haven't read. I'll read black and white, and then I'll get a T-shirt.
So I get it. This is a one-way street. So I support Vaughn Coleman.
And then I have you on my show and support
you.
You're
Phenomenova. Is that how you say it? Phenomenova?
Yes, I support you.
Should there be a hyphen between phenomenon and then?
No, it's a big boy word.
It's a dyslexic's nightmare is what.
That was why when I was designing the logo, I was like, oh God. I was like, make this easy to read. And then he did.
No, he didn't.
Okay, well,
I'm just kidding.
You know what's funny is everyone says I can't pronounce it. You know what they always do? Pronounce it correctly on the first try.
Yeah,
because they're lying.
No, because you have to slow down. You have to really slow down and go, okay, that's phenomenon, and then it's Nova. But just like Spider-Man, put a hyphen in it. Damn it, Stan Lee knew how to do it.
Spider-Man, dude, those I love in the first issue of Spider-Man that they forgot his name because I was reading them for the first time, and wait, Peter Palmer.
I have to back up for just a minute. Yeah, Peter David. That's exactly what I thought when he said Peter David.
Yeah, Peter David. I have to get into more, but Hulk the End I think is a masterpiece.
Pedro's saying to kick you.
Yeah, it was because I wasn't wearing a black and white shirt.
Yeah, so the crowd's turning on you. So the crowd is a big black and white RT Bear fan.
I would hope your audience would be a fan of your work. Yeah.
Yeah, since this is my channel, so yeah, traitor. All right, you want to get into this Phenomenova since everybody can say it. I'm going to grab it because I like to have control.
Okay.
I don't want you having control.
Okay. That's understandable.
Yeah. Because you're young and you're like, you don't know what you're going to do. You don't even know.
I'm crazy.
I know.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
You know what? I'll tell you right now, this image right here, this is kind of iconic. This will always be synonymous with this Phenomenova book that you've created.
I agree. I when I was first writing the script and I decided I wanted to be a comic book because it was a film, this immediately popped into my head, and then my cover artist just nailed it. It's just the idea of him holding the crystal and looking at the camera was my idea. I did consider changing it to him screaming out because I was like, that's more lore accurate. But I was like, my artist was like, we agreed on this one. I don't know, just the look. I think there's too many comics today that have these. And I'm not saying I'm against elaborate covers, but too many group shot covers.
Well, if it's a group shot book, if it's a group book, it should have a group shot.
Yeah, but they're even then. You look at the X-Men #1 cover from 1991, right, where everyone's just going at it. They're like all going Magneto, and then you look at like the X-Men #1 cover from like 2019 or whatever, and they're all just looking at the camera like this, like.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool. Great. Like you look at the first X-Men cover Lee and Kirby did. They're jumping in action against Magneto, right? I don't know. I just think that there's a lack of storytelling in a lot of covers. Or if there is, it'll be like, hey, here's an Art Adams X-Men cover, and I'm about to pick it up off my shelf. I'm like, wait a minute. And then I open the insides. I'm like, you almost got me.
Yeah, he didn't do the interiors. But this is really good. I mean, for a first issue, like you said about the screaming thing, I think, like a later issue, you can do stuff like that. But for a first issue, I think this is a really good image. And like I said, when I started seeing you post this, I was like, wow, this is pretty eye-catching.
Yeah.
And the weird logo that, no one can read. No one can read this Phenomenova. Yeah.
It was originally Living Legends. Well, actually, no, it was originally Lightning Lad. And then it was the Vortex, and then it was Living Legends, and then it finally became Phenomenova because I was afraid I'd have legal issues with Living Legends. Also, no, I'm not bad mouthing that famous Kevin Maguire Justice League cover. That one works. I need to read that. That's another run I have to read. I have a list of runs I have to read. I have to read the Justice League International. That's on my reading list too.
That's fun stuff. Yeah.
Didn't Andy Smith started on that, right?
I know that Bart Sears did.
Yeah.
Maybe Andy was working with Bart. But hey, Vaughn, we don't have much time. Let's talk about Phenomenova.
Got it. Sorry, I was responding to the chat. Yeah. So Phenomenova is set 20 years after World War III, follows the idealistic son of a war hero who strikes out to become a superhero. So basically, it's like a coming-of-age superhero story. Like, think Spider-Man, think New Teen Titans, even X-Men, New Mutants. But, I wanted to combine it with the DC kind of idea of legacy. I love the idea, honestly, of really come around to the idea of having the Justice Society was in the universe in World War II. But I wanted to do something different, and I thought, well, let's launch it in the future. Let's do World War III, because then I have to rewrite all of world history, and I'd rather write the present, but the present, here being the future. And I wanted to kind of make it a world that has, obviously you don't want superheroes explained to you for the 5,000th time. And I felt that World War III being something that we've been afraid of for all of our lives, and to know that this is a world that overcame that, thanks to the power of superheroes, was something that I felt was really powerful. With this story, I wanted to reinforce everything I love about superheroes. I hate that I kind of grew up in a time where, even though superheroes are kind of more popular than ever in some ways, that they decided now's the time to tear them down. And so we have these like postmodernist deconstructions all the time. In fact, people would give me feedback, Vaughn, why don't you do something edgier? Why don't you do something more like The Boys? Why don't you? And I was like, no, I want to double down and do my ultimate love letter to the superhero genre. In an age of deconstruction, this is a reconstruction and a reconstitution.
And I'll tell you something else. I don't know if you know this. Like, this is like putting this in an imaginary war coming out of it. It's kind of a wish fulfillment idea, because there's one thing that comic book characters and heroes couldn't really do in the day, is that they couldn't end a war. They could, because it's basically a slam against all the real heroes that are over there fighting and stuff like that. But putting them in an imaginary World War scenario, then you can have like all this wish fulfillment stuff happen. You can have heroes do X, Y, Z without kind of shitting on the history of the world. So I think that's a pretty neat idea, putting them in this imaginary tale. And also, here's your cover with the screaming head.
Yeah, Buzz came up with that, so it did end up working out. Yeah, that's true. I ended up getting it. So if you want that, so the variant covers are limited. I'll have extras of the main cover. I'll have some extras of the variants, but not a ton, and they'll be hiked up in price, most likely. I'll have them for conventions. Of course, you got the back cover as an homage to Bloodstrike, #1.
Yeah, rub that blood, baby.
Yeah, we didn't end up doing that because even though there was blood in issue 1, I wanted to focus more on the idealism. But I did ultimately cave on the the grayscale because it's, you know what, it's kind of like an old snapshot almost.
Yeah.
And so that is the superhero team Crusader Corps from World War III. And I would love to do a story based on them. As I was planning out the backstory, I was like, this is a story in itself. So I'll definitely do that.
That's cool. Yeah.
Then that double page spread.
Yeah. When I was on your show, I saw this. This is a great image.
Yeah. That skyrocketed my sign up list when I released that. That was one of those cases my artist went way above what I was expecting. I decided, well, what's World War III with superheroes in like one image? And I came up with this. It's, you know, it's kind of that old school myths. It's a knight in shining armor. He's angelic. He's got angel wings versus like a dragon. It's like East versus West. Because in Eastern mythology, right, dragons are generally seen as good. Well, China is the big bad in World War III. Russia too, but China, biggest one. And then you've got our knight in shining armor from the West. And I really wanted to have that kind of culture clash. So
this goes back onto what we were talking early on about China and printing in the States here.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. This is my response. They were like, you can print in China. I'm like, this is what I have to say to that.
Burn it, baby.
You can't burn me down. So that's, you know what, Bart, this is me fighting the globalists, actually. That's
it is. Yeah,
you know,
you're right. In your own way, this is Vaughn, you know, flipping the middle bird right to China.
Yes.
Who at this moment in time hasn't really done anything, but they're thinking about it. They're edging towards something.
Well, with my world, World War III was kind of kickstarted because when superhumans started to rise up, they started to gain power. And there was one guy in China who gained fire powers. And when he overthrew the government, he basically, all the things that we think China's up to, they're like, let's go. We have superpowers now. They have a high population, which means even though superhumans are extremely rare, there's going to be more of them in China because they have such a dense population.
Right.
And then you team up with Russia, you team up with North Korea, suddenly you got a problem. So I would print out maps and just mark here where I think the main battle zones are. So North and South Korea, they'd be trying to get to Japan, India and China, Ukraine and Russia. And then that started happening. I was like, I mean, we all saw that coming.
Yeah, that's the problem with stuff. Yeah, is that sometimes it becomes reality, and that's not cool.
Yeah, you want to balance escapism and realism. So that's why I decided to nuke your old home of California. That is California getting destroyed right there. And then the world Phenomenova New Sanctum is basically this area of California's land that was totally wiped out and then reformed, so that way I could do whatever I want with the land.
California doesn't have water like that. Is this Northern California?
Yeah. Rini was giving me feedback. Was like, you should make it Silicon Valley. I was like, there we go.
There you go. Yeah. Burn that mother down.
Yeah, well, she insisted that it was just because practically that's where they would attack. And I'm like, you don't have anything against Silicon Valley?
Yeah, they used to go after shipyards and stuff like that. Now they go after, Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
But you know what? They don't really manufacture there anyways. China does, so they should just nuke themselves.
Well, but that wouldn't be, in a war setting, that wouldn't be a good idea, Art.
Then the war would be over too fast, right?
Yeah, well, because they would self-destruct. Yeah, that would, like, if I was China, I wouldn't. I remember asking her for feedback, and she wrote out like a whole world domination plan from China's point of view. I was like, are you okay?
You know, that's scary because she's been thinking about it.
No, she has, because she would tell me, she's like, growing up in Taiwan, these were the threats that we would get. I'm like, oh my God. Of course I used all of this it was very helpful. But I was like, man, China's, because I just kind of would think of it as an American in the distance, like, oh, you bitches, come at me. But then it's like hearing from someone who's actually like afraid of, because I'll be honest, I'm not really afraid of China. Like, come at me, bro. But like, hearing from a country that like could get crushed by China, it's crazy. I
don't know. We could get crushed by China.
I mean, maybe. Well, I mean, we gotta, stop being so divided as America and be like, listen, there are problems out there, Yeah.
Bigger than transgenderism. Yeah. Actually, yeah. The thing is, we would definitely have to pull together as Americans. But I like that the main character kind of looks like you a little bit.
Was
that intentional?
What? No.
No.
Ridiculous. Yeah, he does. So I came out Sadia when I was in second
Wait a minute.
grade.
They go to the Shire? Is that a Hobbit hole?
I never thought of that. That's pretty funny. Oh my god, I should add like retcon in hobbits. Like if I have a crossover, I'll do that.
Yeah, you know what? This character right here, he just has really big, hairy feet.
Like so he's going, like original Beast.
Yeah, so no, like a Hobbit.
Hobbit, I know.
He's going back to where he was raised at the Shire.
Yeah. Well, that would be the friend has the curly hair. No, so I came up with this idea when I was in second grade. Now, Art, in my infinite wisdom, when I was in second grade, I came up with the name Lightning Lad for my character. Well, that's imagine my surprise when I used this thing called Google. I was reading this like DC guide, and I was heartbroken to find out there was a character that's been around for like at this point like 60 years or something, named Lightning Lad, and I was very hurt. And so I was like, all right, new plan. And then Art, I came up with the name now that Phil's in chat. So I came up with the name Lord Lightning eventually. Now I'm on their show Creative Block. They invite me on, and I'm proud to announce the name of my character is Lord Lightning. At first I was going to keep it a secret. And then you know what they did, Art? The whole laughed at me on air, and I had to change the name.
Well, I would probably is this little Vaughn Coleman?
That's me. That is me.
Yeah. Look at how innocent you used to
be. Yeah, look at me now. I've been corrupted.
Yeah, what happened?
Life.
Life got to you.
Life got to you.
Everybody. You know what? These interiors, the whole book is drawn by this guy?
Yes, same guys who did the cover, yeah.
You got to keep this person happy.
I am. He's already halfway through issue 2, more than halfway
through. That guy is giving you some visual like iconography and the character and everything. And I don't know, man. You got to get some work out of this guy before DC and Marvel snag him up.
That's what I'm saying, man. I know he's crazy good. And I'm very lucky to have him. He's a pleasure to work with.
Did you meet him at a Hoe House? Where did you meet him at?
Yeah, actually, no, I'm kidding. I met him Facebook is how I met him.
Wait a minute, that's not a Hoe House.
No, it's not. Well, unfortunately, why is that where you got your jobs? At Hoe Houses?
Hoe Houses, man. Bars and Hoe Houses.
Yeah. Bars are genuinely one of the best places to get jobs in comics.
Bars, I gotta tell you, I have tall friends, like really tall friends. Not that I'm a dwarf or anything or a hobbit,
right?
But
right.
You never go bar hopping with your tall friends. You know why?
Why?
The ladies,
they go for the taller guy.
They go for the taller guy.
Okay, gotcha. I'll keep that in mind.
That's why I joined a band and started playing the drums.
Did you actually join a band?
Oh hell yeah! All my youth, when I was your age, I was clubbing it in LA. In the early days, like I started late 70s, early 80s, so all that hair metal shit started in the 80s and things. So yeah, Hollywood was the king. That's where everybody was recruited, Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
That's where all the band people were.
Gotcha.
Recruited.
I just saw live in Stone Temple Pilots on Friday, which is really cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm big. I mean, I love rock. I it's one of those things I like, especially a lot of 90s stuff, but I like some older too. But
well, it's Stone Temple Pilots. What's his name is gone now.
Yeah, so they had a new guy, and we were all obviously like wondering, like, and the new guy was very good.
Is he?
I was hesitant. He won me over, man. He was really good. He has great stage presence.
What is it? Scott Weiland? Is that the guy?
Yeah, he passed away. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's really good. I think he's one of those underrated.
Very, very underrated.
And I think he's very musical as well. I think he produced a lot of those early Limp Bizkit albums.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, do people like Limp Bizkit?
I liked the intensity of Limp Bizkit. I think if they got rid of that singer, I think they would have been a pretty good...
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst, yeah, he was a clown. Yeah, he was a clown. But you know what? The Doors, Jim Morrison was a clown too, so they went pretty far.
Have you seen? If you want to see one of the worst movies you'll ever see in your life, look up The Fanatic, directed by Fred Durst, starring John Travolta. Horrible film.
Wait a minute, John Travolta's in it?
Yes.
How the hell did Fred Durst get John Travolta?
All right, you need to watch. It's really bad. Like it's so they call the celebrities. He calls them celebutards because he doesn't like celebrities, and it's basically about this fan who's I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be autistic, who's trying to stalk this guy. And there's a scene where the celebrity he's stalking, is in the car with his son, and he's like, let's listen to some Biscuit, and he starts playing his own, like Fred Durst wrote the scene. It was like, let's have the characters jam out to Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, that must have been when Travolta was rock bottom, right? Just before Pulp Fiction, right?
No, this is recent. I guess he hit rock bottom again. I guess
he's rock bottom again. He's searching for something.
Apparently, what? Hang on, where is it? Apparently,
wait,
Gotti.
I have to question then. How did Fred Durst get money to make a movie? Like,
it has 14% on Rotten. All right, I'm gonna show you. Do you mind if I share my screen because you need to see what John Travolta looks like in this movie?
God, I can't even look at him without being in this movie.
All right. Yeah. Well, hold on.
Once he went gay, I was like, what the hell?
Oh, is he gay now openly?
I think he's openly gay. Yeah, he had one of the most beautiful wives, and then you go, wow, what a waste.
Well, I thought everyone already knew he was gay.
Well, I did. Oh, shit. All right.
So,
this is what he blow it up? Do you make it full screen?
Yeah. Hold on.
He looks like a gimp.
Hold on. Let me open another tab then. I want you to understand what we're looking at here.
In all of the nuance that is Jonathan Travolta.
Look at his haircut, dude.
Oh, gee. He's got the Mo cut from the suit.
Yeah, poppycock. See, Dale A has seen this movie. It's so bad. So there's a part where he's like, because again, his character is supposed to be autistic, I think. And he has like it's like, I'm saying there's a good Tropic Thunder quote that describes what you shouldn't do. You know,
to never go.
He went full retard. Yeah.
Well,
Tropic Thunder.
I wasn't listening.
Oh my God, Tropic Thunder. That's if we want to talk about movies. You know, it's weird growing up in a time where every time I'm watching something that I like, I'm like, that wouldn't be made today. That wouldn't be made today. That wouldn't be made today. Yeah. It's sad. It's like really sad. Like Blazing Saddles. I'm laughing and I'm like, couldn't make it today. Couldn't make it today. Couldn't make like any of my favorite movies. They'd have to change something, and I know that because I was at film school, and they would. Every time there was something that was problematic that we had to stop and talk about with everything we ever watched. I was like, oh my God, like, can we just enjoy anything? We have to break down why we have to be better.
It's better than what? Like, this is funny stuff. And the thing is, I think that what is going to happen is, you ever see that movie Rollerball where everybody is just, they're like, society is so tightly wound, and that there's such rigid things that you can and cannot do, and so then they have this thing called rollerball, and everybody just gets like they get crazy, they become animals, and they watch this rollerball tournaments. So they get crazy because it lets them release whatever that they weren't able to do in their normal day-to-day. And so what's going to happen is, like, comedy is that nice release, right? It's like you could laugh at some of these stupid things that humans do. And then you could laugh about it, but you never laughed about it and went, oh, you know what? That's really cool. You laughed at it because it's like, that's really stupid, Yeah. And you weren't like hero worshiping like this dumb stuff,
Yeah, that was the point. And it's like, we're missing the point. Like, I couldn't make a joke about, I remember like one time, and I made an off-the-cuff comment in one of my classes, like, yeah, well, that Hitler guy was kind of a scumbag, and like, he was worse than that. I'm like, I know, I was, yeah. And they were like, looked at me like I was downplaying Hitler. I'm like, that wasn't what?
Well, that's why you will go far, Vaughn, because you have a sense of humor. It's a good coping mechanism.
We all need to cope.
Mine is razor sharp.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's funny because also like it's character, right? So like in Blazing Saddles, where the one character says, "Hey, where are all the white women at?" Because he knew it would piss those
guys off. Yeah,
guys are the scumbags, right?
Yeah,
so he knew. Yeah, that was the point of it. He wasn't. You weren't supposed to go, "Oh, that guy's a good guy because he said that," or "That guy's a bad guy because he said that." It was the situation. It came out.
It doesn't matter. Context doesn't matter because you're still feeding white supremacy. You're still laughing at white supremacy. That's like, I would listen to this, like, what is their mindset? I would just kind of like listen to what they were saying in class. I'm like, how is this going to be offensive?
Okay? Yeah.
The gymnastics they have to go through.
It doesn't follow any kind of natural order or just like the way humans are wired. Like it goes against everything that we are. And obviously, when they say men can be women and women can be men, I mean, there you go. These people are they're a little screwy, Vaughn. Let's just face it.
It's just sad, man. It's sad. But what can you do? But I don't care. I just do what I want. I write what I want. The thing is, I don't believe in being preachy when people write. But if you look at it, I would argue, I mean, a lot of stuff that would be considered preachy now is just kind of normal. And people are like, oh, well, that was it. One of the arguments I'd hear is that was a different time. And I'm like, well, yeah, how come we're getting better technology and we're limiting what we do more? And it's
like let's just take Blazing Saddles, like you said. Like the thing is there was racism, but it kind of was there as a mirror for society. So it's remember, like just take case in point, the one little old lady that was like called that guy an N-word.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the movie, she's making him a pie. You know what I mean? Like she's like, oh, right. This guy's a cool dude, right? So the movie is actually kind of people embracing
the whole point,
difference in culture, difference in people, things like that. That's what the movie is about. And you said preachy, but the thing is, it does it with such humor and great storytelling. You don't realize it's preachy, right? I mean, there's preachy that's heavy-handed that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm being preached to. But then there's storytelling that does it in such a way that you don't even realize what the context is. You know what I mean? You're just entertained by it.
And you still take the lessons home too. Like that's one of the things. So Blazing Saddles, right? Like for example, like Richard Pryor was one of the writers. He was supposed to star in it actually, but like Blazing Saddles was, I mean, just look at it from the perspective. They're sending a black sheriff to ruin a town, and he ends up being the best sheriff they've ever had, and all the people who are racist get proven wrong. That's somehow a racist film?
Right.
What? Oh, because they made jokes. Because the racist character said racist things. So are we not?
Well, they think like Aunt Jemima, a black woman on a syrup bottle is racist. So they erased that iconic character. It was a character, by the way. It wasn't a real person.
Yeah.
So an iconic character that was created, right? That people knew, loved. Even Disneyland had an Aunt Jemima pancake house. They had somebody dressed like Aunt Jemima, and you take pictures with her and get autographs, right? That's how big Aunt Jemima
was. Did they fire her?
Well, over time, because of these, supposed progressives, they destroyed it, and now Aunt Jemima isn't even on the label. There was a real person called Uncle Ben that was on the rice. That was a real guy. He's gone. They can't even put that. He's a guy, like somehow these people are like, oh, black people can't sell product. It's like,
it's so dumb. My favorite is, you see what they did to Land of the Lakes lady? They got rid of the Indian and kept the land. So the land is still that is my like I lost my mind laughing at that. Well, at first I was like, this is concerning. How did this go through so many people? What was the problem with her exactly? She was there.
She was just
so there, we killed the Indian and kept the land.
None of that.
It's not progressive.
It's just a logo. It's not even a real person.
Well, I know, but I do think it's funny that we killed her off and kept the land. Very American.
Yeah, very American. Yeah. But even like if you look at Song of the South, the Disney movie, like in itself, it isn't really racist. There is, there's a plantation. It's after, the war. So, the slaves have their freedom. So Uncle Remus is not a slave. He's a free man, all of this stuff. But the thing is, Disney liked the mythology, like the Brer characters, the culture of the storytelling, the mythology. And so we wanted to make a movie that had those stories in it, right? So this was like Black culture. These were the Black myths, and that movie kind of embraced it, right?
Is that
But
considered
then the Black
racist now?
community, and then everybody gets pissed off. So now all that stuff has been destroyed from culture, right? You can't like it because it's associated with this racist movie. So these people are the opposite of progressive. These people are actually erasing, Black culture and Indian culture or Native American culture and all this other stuff. They're doing the exact opposite of what they're saying, because nobody really had a problem with that stuff. And you can't really say that the Disney Corporation at the time were racist. It was just a different time, that's it. Is the color purple racist?
Sure. Let's go. Here's the thing: if you just have to go along with what they say. Apparently.
Oh yeah, or else they'll destroy you.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, all right. I've never seen Song of the South, but here's the thing: I remember in school when they'd say you can't watch this movie; it's problematic. I'd go, "What's it called?" All right, write that down. I would always do that. Like, this can't be made today. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, good luck finding it, because I think the Disney Corporation has just completely buried that movie. But I'm sure you can get some kind of bootlegs, or I'm sure I don't even know if they made it on I think it might be on VHS, but I don't think it ever made Blu-ray or anything like that. So you're gonna have to do a deep dive for that. But anyway, I don't think there's anything inherently racist about it. Even Whoopi Goldberg saying like they should bring it back, I mean, this is Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, if Whoopi Goldberg is even saying that. Did you see, by the way, she's making a comic book?
Whoopi Goldberg?
Correct.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you should see if maybe you could do an RT Bear cover for Whoopi Goldberg.
No, I'll have her on Hacks Chat.
Yeah, you should get Whoopi out here.
I'll reach out to Whoopi. Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm sure she'd be delighted to come on your show.
She'd last 5 seconds. She gets so pissed off at me. You know how she spit when she heard the word Donald Trump or something like that on one of those View shows? Like
I can only take a few seconds at a time of the View, honestly.
Same. It was just a clip. So like I would say something about Song of the South or something about Blazing Saddles, and then she just then she just leave.
Yeah, it's The Change by Whoopi Goldberg.
The Change.
It's about a menopausal superhero. I'm not joking.
Oh shit, I have heard of this. Yeah, I have heard.
You weren't asked to be part of the creative team?
Thank goodness, no.
That's a shame. Missed opportunity. Could have really been a good
missed opportunity.
You did what? Jim Lee, X-Men, Next Big Step. There we go. The Change.
Yeah. Doing Whoopi likeness. I'm sure she's featured in the book. Like the character is her. I'm sure.
Yeah. What kind of idiot would base a character on themselves?
Yeah, Vaughn Coleman, Phenomenova.
Yeah, well, who would do that? Couldn't be me. No, but anyway, it was because I pictured it as an idea and it was gonna star in the movie, and then that look just kind of stuck, and I just never changed it. But that was why, and I was like, it ain't broke. Don't fix it.
Yeah. One might argue that you're an egomaniacal.
One could argue that, and that's fine. The book's still good, so doesn't really listen. I like
talking to you. I like talking to you because you know what? I can throw anything at you, and you're like you have a comeback. I like that. Yeah. You keep my wit razor sharp.
Thank you. Yeah, I try and do. Listen, it's fun. I like to just have fun with it, right? Like that's what we should do.
Well, I remember I talked to an editor at DC Comics. I want to say this guy's name. He's a super prick.
Are you going to?
And he's not there anymore. But anyway, So he was giving me some crap, right, about stuff, and I go, listen, I said, since I started working with you on Hawkman, that'll give you a clue of the editor, and I said, you know what? I don't get paid enough to take this shit. I said, the reason I do comic books is because it's fun. And I said, you're taking all the fun out of it. So there's no need for this kind of nonsense. And then he persisted and kept giving me crap. And so I've never done this, Vaughn. I'm not really a troublemaker per se.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Bob Harris, who was editor-in-chief of DC at the time. I know him from way back on the X-Men books. And I complained about him. And I said, this guy's a pain in the ass.
Oh, and what happened?
He got fired.
Oh, you won.
Yeah, but he didn't get fired right away. You know, he got fired maybe a month or two later. But I guess other people were complaining as well.
No.
Yeah. I can't believe, like you said, like it's got to be fun. You know, there's not a whole lot of cash in it. And if it's not fun, then what's the point?
learned that. Yeah, I learned that when I'm looking at how much it costs to make comics, especially in the indie market. Yeah, dude, it's so much. And yeah, you got to have fun while you're doing it. If it's all business, I mean, there are better industries to get into. You know, if you're going to be all business, yeah, especially if you're a new creator, you got to have fun with it. You got to you got to be free about it too. And I don't know, like people, once you're all business, it's also like, I question if you'd have fun even creating comics, you know, if you're all business. It's like,
I know you know these guys though. There are these creative guys, right? That you see them and their exterior, they're always very, very serious, but they write great humor. Like, and then when you get them, you know, at a bar or something like that, you get them talking, and then they have like these great one-liners and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But they never really say it like they're having fun. It's just kind of there. I remember my roommate, who was a writer in Hollywood, this is years ago. I'm not going to name names, but his friend, one of the friends that he grew up with, was one of the key writers on The Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
So we lived in Manhattan Beach. This guy was a New Yorker. And he comes, this guy's a character, right? Like New Yorkers don't know how to really dress for the beach, you know. So this guy had like dress socks, black dress socks pulled up to, you know, his mid thigh. He had like the funky shorts and, you know, the wife beater on and stuff like that. It's like, that's just not California, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, this guy was one of the most like depressing, like you didn't want to hang out with him, right? But what made it worth it is like he had like great one-liners, but he always delivered it like very somber, right? Like you didn't know it was a joke. He'd just say it, and then you go, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. That is hilarious, right? And so then you realize why this guy could write for The Simpsons, you know? And that's kind of the early tone of The Simpsons too. Like there's just kind of this messed up stuff. And then you meet somebody like that, you go, I can see where that stuff comes from, you know?
Yeah.
So, but you and I are more like outwardly, like
I'm very much like outward about it. I don't know. I like to have fun. I do think my writing is, I don't know, I'm trying to get it more. I'm very conversational in some ways how I write, but my dialogue, I try to write like real people talking, mixed with a bit of that comic book, larger than life talk. But humor, I mean, I love writing humor. Balancing it out is good. You know.
And conversational is good too. The problem with sometimes when you write too conversational is it can be kind of glaring.
Yeah, or boring.
If it's too realistic, like people have a hard time following it. You know, because there's a lot of interruption. You know, who was really good at that is Chaykin, where you would have conversations and then there would be interruptions. You know, so there'd be like a word balloon slightly overlapping another word balloon, and it would kind of cut the guy off in mid-sentence, and then it would go into the other thing. And
it's harder than writing comics.
Yeah, he was able to do that, and you could still track it, which is the key to doing that type of dialogue. So let's go back to Phenomenova, and because we're going to start wrapping this bad boy up. Phenomenova. Here we go. Let's play this damn trailer. Let's do this. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Are you sitting down? Wait a minute. I have to read?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Who's this Billy Susie guy?
Some hack.
When the whole world was dragged into World War III, brave men like my father fought on the front lines. And they weren't alone. That was 20 years ago. Now it's up to us to carry on their legacy. And every so often, the earth from which we come gives way for something new, something greater to be born. And with them, even greater threats to face. Bring it on! Phenomenova.
There we go.
Only on Indiegogo.
Well, it's not. It's also on. It's actually not only on anything.
Fund My Comic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Fund My Comic, you can get it. We have some links going into the chat there. So Phenomenova issue 1A, 68-page comic book by, of course, Vaughn Coleman. 1,556. We got 35 backers. We can get,
and then on top of that, we got it also on it's on Fund My Comic as well. But yeah, Indiegogo. I know you tend to do Indiegogo. A lot of people tend to do it. I also did it on Kickstarter. So in total, we've raised over 17K. If we hit 20K, there'll be an extra trading card. But anyway,
sweet. So what are the main? What would you suggest people back? Like if they had one, they really wanted to get the full fill of Phenomenova. What tier should they back?
Well, so I kept things pretty simple. So if you want everything, obviously you want to get because there's the all covers and there's the all covers plus a poster. But then if you just want any of the covers, the variant covers are limited. I would say get one of the variant covers if you really want to get like the exclusive. If you want to get the exclusive experience, get one of those. The main cover, there will be extras on my website. So if you only want to get one, just pick whatever ones you like. But really, it's a pretty simple campaign. But I would get one of the variants if you were to back it today because, like I said, the main covers, there will be extras printed. There won't really be a lot of extras printed. Some for conventions, but they'll probably be marked up in terms of variants. But if you really want a cover, honestly, I would just say get the one you want.
So Irene looks like she's doing the best. This Buzz cover is really, really good, you guys. You should back this sucker. Do
you know Buzz?
No, I like Buzz's and I like the main cover.
Yeah.
So this main cover should be doing twice the numbers, you guys. So back the main cover or get Buzz's cover because this thing is really cool. So the Buzz, is this in color? Oh, this is.
You scroll down because I when I first launched the campaign, that wasn't ready. It's the same thing with Rainey's. If you look at Rainey's final cover, it looks different than. But they don't let you change it once people have already backed it.
Right.
So that's the Buzz. The Buzz cover is my only virgin cover. I decided I don't want to add any logos to that. It's perfect. Dash Mark colored that too.
It's not going to be color. It is going to be in black and white, like it is.
It's colored.
Okay.
It's colored. Maybe I'll do black and white later on as like a convention exclusive, but for now it's colored. I wanted to keep the color.
This is a really cool cover. Like I said, this one right here, and then the main cover are my favorites.
Yeah.
This is iconic. When I think of you and I think of Phenomenova, this is the image now.
Yeah. What I do is because if you look at Comic Vine and you look up a series, there will always be the issue number 1. And I was like, if I'm going to have one image associated with this series, let's have it be that simple image. It will become a team book. Phenomenova is going to be the name of the team. But I was issue 1. I wanted to focus on one character. I think
wouldn't that be the Phenomenovas?
I did consider that, but I felt like making a plural of a word you already don't know was a bit too much.
You might be right. Yeah.
So I did consider that, and people were like, Vaughn, you're overthinking it. But I'm glad someone else thought of that.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm just being a smart ass.
Yeah. But whatever cover you want. I'm gonna print at least 100 of each. The Rini cover I will have to print more. What's going on, Rick? IGG fans, yeah, they're similar, but there are people that have told me that like there are FMC fans. There, if you only back on Indiegogo, they will go to Indiegogo. But like I prefer FMC personally because I don't like being told that I have to print tip 20% and then I have to go and automatically not check it. I don't like them shadow banning all my friends. That personally that bothers me. Fun My Comic doesn't do that. You shadow banned?
I got you.
How much money have you made those people? And they're like, we'll take our cut and kick you to the curb.
But you know what? The cool thing about Comicsgate and what we're doing is it really is an island because I don't think Indiegogo's really bringing a lot of eyes to our campaigns anyway. So whether they shadow ban it, I mean, it would be a little easier. And then also just psychologically speaking, it would be nice to know that the platform has your back. You know what I mean? Like that they actually kind of want you there and care.
Yeah.
But that aside, I don't expect much from them.
Well, that's why I reckon Fund My Comic. Luke Stone has your back. He's going to take a smaller percentage. Overall, I just recommend Fund My Comic more. Luke Stone, he's got the best customer service. If you need something, just message him. He's on it fast.
Right.
So that's why I love Fund My Comic personally. And I think, again, they take a smaller percentage. I do have an exclusive free mini print on there, but regardless. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people I know want to wait until because they've had a lot of experiences with first-time creators. Like I've had people tell me, yeah, Vaughn, I like you. I'm not backing you until I've seen you fulfilled. Then I'll buy your book. And I get it because a lot of people have been screwed over or they don't know me as a businessman. They know me on streams. They don't know me as a writer. And I get it. You've proven yourself with how many years of work and you've fulfilled campaigns. So people feel safe when they back you. A lot of people don't feel safe backing a new guy. And again, it totally makes sense.
Yeah, but the thing is, just don't disappear. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. So you do a lot of shows, you're always, posting on X, things like that.
God, yeah.
But just don't go radio silent. And
don't steal the money and leave either.
Yeah, don't. Well, that's the radio silent aspect. So first you go radio silent, right? And then all of a sudden, you
find gone. Me years later in the Colombian jungle. I'm escaping.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's so weird. I don't know when you're not. I don't know. I want to say something, but I guess it would apply either way. I was going to say you could either have a really huge campaign and disappear, or you could have a next to nothing campaign and disappear.
Yeah, either way, you still disappear with people's money.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much of it. Well, how much of it obviously matters, but either way, I don't want. Either way, yeah.
Yeah, stealing, exactly. Yeah. All right, brother. Well, I'm gonna show some loving to myself.
You should.
And I don't mean that in a creepy way.
Oh, you're not going to do anything fun on camera for the audience?
No. All right, you guys. This book is also in demand now. This is my art book, Oodles and Doodles and other stuff too. This is a lavish hardbound art book, you guys. It is oversized. It is a beautiful, gorgeous book. We just took it from a 60-page to a 64-page art book, and here is a beautiful trailer done by the amazing Shop and Titty.
Art T-Bear's Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff 2 is a 60-page, 9x12 hardbound book that will be printed on thick glossy stock paper and is a compilation of artwork from award-winning artist Art T-Bear. This book is filled with images that come from Art's Marvel, DC, Image, and Comicsgate work. That includes convention doodles, commissions, creator-owned IPs, and pop culture subjects that Art has brought to life with his masterful draftsmanship. Art T-Bear's signature style is both lyrical and meticulously realized. The mastery of craft, seen in his work, owes itself to his 40 years in the comic industry, as well as viewing life through his own love of the art form itself. Fans of art prints have the opportunity to back one or both of the mini print tiers. Both are stunning collections of work that you can back individually or together as a bundle. Art T-Bear's Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. Back it now on Indiegogo.
Do it now. Yeah, so this is Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. This is the second printing of Oodles. The first printing completely sold out. If you search on eBay, Google, and these books are going for 100 plus.
Wow, already?
Yeah, well, not this version, the first version, the first printing. Yeah. So a lot of you guys over the last couple of years have asked, how do I get a book? Well, guess what? They completely sold out. So if you want to get a book, the second printing is available. So like I said, 60 pages. We are now 64 pages because we hit this 14K stretch goal. So these pieces of artwork here, these 4 pieces, I have incorporated them into pages. So those are now in the book. Today will be my last day of compiling and getting the files ready for the printer. So this will go off to print hopefully sometime next week. So it should be about a month turnaround time. And then we'll get those books out to you guys. We're hoping to fulfill sometime in December. So as soon as those books come back from the printer, this thing will go into full-scale fulfillment. And we are hoping to get these books out to you before Christmas. So that is the plan, Stan. So here's some of the interior art. So we got a bunch of prints. We got this pit print. And I got something else I want to show you. I've been putting pages together. So I'm going to show you some of the new pages that have been added artwork-wise and actual pages to the book. So let's go. Yeah, let's put my money where my mouth is. Show it, don't say it. So here we go. So this is what page is this? This is page 37. So Spawn has been added to this. The whole book is laid out in a double page format. So there's another page that this opens up to.
That's dope.
So we got, this is, I think, in condoodles and commissions. So I have different sections of the book. So there's like covers, there's licensing stuff, there's all kinds of neat stuff. And then this one right here is new to the book as well. So this could be a full page. This is Wolverine just decimated a Sentinel. Yeah, this is a good page.
That's so this awesome.
This is going in there, you guys. So it's like the Wolverine is like, yeah, that's cool. But this Sentinel, I'm very, very proud of. And this is Ivan Nunes. I think that's how you say his last name. He is such a good colorist.
Oh, he's a colorist?
Yeah. This is
right. I don't know why I blanked on that. Yeah, hang on. My first published work was colored by Ivan Nunes. I was thinking of Ivan Reese. Yeah, Ivan Nunes.
Yeah, he's real good. This is my pen and pencils and inks. So you guys, this is the level of quality you're going to get with the book.
That's awesome.
And so
you should have done Savage Land Rogue in there. That's my only critique.
She is in there.
Oh, she is in there. All right.
All right. You keep talking. I'm going to find it. I'll find it for you.
Yeah, because I just read that issue, man. I didn't realize that you inked also. There's that iconic splash page of Magneto where he's doing this. I had no idea that was you. You know, at the end of that issue.
I think that's the one page I didn't do, though.
Really?
I think Scott kind of weaseled me out of it.
Wow.
I didn't know what was on the page. He goes, we're getting kind of behind. Would you mind if I ink the last page? And I just thought, okay.
That is messed up. That's messed up.
That is messed up.
But, you got to draw boobs, and he didn't. So who's the real one?
Exactly. Let's see. Where am I? What is this?
I'm going through it now.
Yeah, I can't. Why is this not showing up here? Books templated. Boom. Boom. Wait a minute. for some reason, oh, Alias Enterprise. This is not it. Let's see. Oodles of Doodles.
All right, Art. I have an important question for you as an artist.
All right, hit me.
Art, what's better to draw, tits or ass? What's more fun to do?
Why do I have to choose?
That's a good point, but I'm saying if you had to, you can only draw one drawing, and it's either an ass shot or a tit shot. You have to pick.
Well, usually the chest comes with the face.
Mm.
So I think upper torso would be better than lower torso.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it here, folks. I agree, Art. I'm in agreement with you. I draw, but
what is happening here? I can't find my files. This is not good. I spent all day. Oh no!
Okay. I believe you. I believe you. You don't have to show it.
Oh no! I know, but I was like thinking, hey,
are you concerned now that it's like?
Yeah, I was thinking this would be good, advertisement. You wanted it, and this isn't just to prove to you. This is. Oh my gosh! Okay, all right. So this is the way it's going to be. This is the way it's going to be. Can't find it. Now I'm really, really nervous.
You'll find it. You'll find it.
All right, you guys. Well, click this link right here. That Marcus Killigrew was so nice to put up there. This is Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. This is my art book, and that I know somewhere there is Phenomenova. Here it is. So click this. Go get the Lightning Strike 68-page book. This is Vaughn Coleman's new book. It looks great.
Thank you.
Vaughn Coleman is a good guy. He's fun to hang out with. So, go back. All right, man. So you guys have a fantastic Sunday, and we will talk to you later.